When I was a kid, my grandpa was the village carpenter. One day, Larry came asking him to build a coffin. His father didn't have long to live. Grandpa agreed. But just as he finished, Larry came running to our house. He said, "Uncle, can I not take the coffin?" Grandpa was stunned for a few seconds. "What? You think I didn't build it right?" Larry shook his head. "My dad got better. He's eating and drinking just fine. No need for a coffin now." Grandpa's eyes widened. "Your dad got better?" Larry nodded. "He's fine now." Then Larry said, "Uncle, you already made the coffin, and I can't let you do all that work for nothing. I'll pay you. But I really can take it back if my dad sees it. It'll kill him." He scratched his head and gave a sheepish grin. Grandpa shook his head and said, "Forget the money. Someone else will buy it. Go home. I'll drop by to check on your dad sometime." Larry thanked him and left. After Larry left, Grandma came out of the east room. She scolded Grandpa. "And who exactly are you selling that coffin to?" Grandpa lit a long-stemmed pipe and stayed quiet. She went on, "Take that thing over to Kyle's place and get the money back." Grandpa frowned. "Kyle's better now. Who goes around delivering coffins to people who just recovered? We all live in the same village. It'd look awful." Grandma scoffed. "I don't buy that Kyle's better. Last time I saw him, he was practically dead, barely hanging on." Grandpa looked at her. "What are you trying to say?" She snapped. "What am I saying? I'm saying you're a fool. Larry's playing you. He probably just didn't want to pay for the damn thing. For all we know, he'll wrap his dad in a sheet and chuck him in a ditch." Grandpa's face darkened. "That's nonsense. Larry's known in our village as a model son. Kyle got mauled by a wild boar around New Year's bones, shattered, half his body paralyzed. If Larry hadn't taken care of him so well, Kyle wouldn't have made it through the winter." Grandpa added, "You need to watch that mouth." Grandma snorted and looked at me. "Luke, go get the cured meat from the shed," I asked. "What for?" She glared. "Just do it. Why? So many questions." She was fuming. I didn't dare push back. I ran to the shed and brought out the last half slab of cured pork. Grandpa took a few puffs of his pipe. "What do you need the meat for?" Grandma raised her voice. "To visit Kyle. Can't show up empty-handed. I want to see if he's really better." She dropped the meat in a bamboo basket and headed toward the courtyard gate. Grandpa was about to explode. He shouted, "Come back here!" Grandma acted like she didn't hear and kept walking. Grandpa sighed and sat down on a stool, puffing angrily on his pipe. That evening, she came storming through the gate, face pale and sweaty. Grandpa was chopping wood in the yard. He asked, "What happened to you?" She was panting. "Someone was following me." "Who was it?" he asked. Grandma's face twisted with fear. "I didn't see clearly, but someone was definitely there." Just as she spoke, we heard knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Grandpa gripped his axe and called out, "Who's there?" "It's me," came Larry's voice. Aunt left her basket at our place. I dropped it off by the gate. Grandpa exhaled. "All right." He turned to Grandma. "Look at you. Scared like that. It's just Larry." Then he went to the gate, opened it, and brought the basket in. Grandma frowned. "The kid could have said something. Nearly scared me to death." Grandpa set the basket down. "This, late at night, even if he did call out, you'd still be scared to death." Grandma shot him a glare. "You've got a mouth like a dog. Never anything nice comes out of it." Grandpa chuckled, eyes squinting with amusement. "So, did you see Kyle? How's he doing?" Grandma snapped. "Saw my ass!" Grandpa blinked. "You didn't see Kyle? Then what took you so long?" Grandma replied. Larry's mom died early. No one ever taught his wife how to make baby clothes. She asked me how, so I showed her. Ended up staying there the whole time. Larry's wife had one kid and another 4 months along, Grandpa asked. So where was Kyle? He just got better, he went out already? Grandma shook her head. He went to town to see a doctor. Said he'd be back tomorrow. Grandpa took a long puff and said, I'll drop by tomorrow then. He looked at Grandma. Did you eat? Larry's wife cook anything for you? Grandma rolled her eyes. Why would I eat there? They offered, but I didn't. Grandpa smiled. Luke, go bring your grandma some food. We'd saved a portion just for her. She hated eating at other people's places. I was about to head to the shed when Grandma stood up. No need. I'll eat in the shed. Then she walked off. The next day at noon, Grandpa was getting ready to visit Larry's house. I wanted to go too. Why are you coming? He asked. I want to play with John. I said Larry's son. Grandma chimed in. Take him. I'll tidy up around here. Grandpa took me to Larry's house. As soon as we entered the yard, the stench of blood hit my nose. The walls of their shed were streaked with it, blood everywhere. Larry came out smiling. Hey, Uncle, you came? Grandpa said. Yeah, wanted to see your dad. Then he asked, what's with all the blood on the wall? Larry gave a nervous laugh. Slaughtered a sheep last night. Wanted to celebrate my dad's recovery. Grandpa nodded. Didn't press. Larry's place had 2 rooms. Kyle lived in the east one. Larry's family of 4 stayed in the west. Larry led us into the east room. As soon as we entered, the stench of rot hit me thick and foul. Kyle was sitting on the heated brick bed, skin sagging, eyes dull, bones sticking out. Grandpa sat across from him, smiling. Kyle, how you feeling? Kyle didn't respond, didn't even look at Grandpa. His eyes were fixed on me. I felt a chill crawl up my spine. Larry said, my dad's throat's messed up. He can't talk. Then he patted Kyle's shoulder. Dad, Uncle Jack's here to see you. Only then did Kyle react. His eyes moved slowly until they landed on Grandpa. Grandpa's smile froze. He turned to Larry. Larry, I just remembered something back home. We gotta go. He grabbed my hand and started walking. Larry followed us out. Uncle, at least stay for lunch? Grandpa forced a smile. Nah, food's ready at home. He was smiling, but his hand trembled. As soon as we were out of sight, he picked me up and practically ran. Grandpa, what's wrong? I asked. His forehead was slick with sweat. He didn't answer, just walked faster. Once we got home, he finally put me down. Grandma handed him a bowl of water. What happened? You look like you were chased by wolves. Grandpa leaned back on the brick bed, gasping. Kyle! Grandma frowned. What about Kyle? Grandpa said. I think he's turned into a living corpse. She froze, eyes wide with terror. Are you sure? You can't just say stuff like that. I'd heard from Aaron in the village living corpses need blood. That's the only way they can stay alive. Grandpa lit another pipe, took a few puffs, then seemed to calm down. I'm almost certain. I saw a livor mortis on his neck, he added. Now it makes sense, Larry said. His dad couldn't talk. That's 'cause the dead don't speak. And once they do, it means they've marked a living soul. That person's as good as dead. Grandma froze, voice shaking. Old man, what do we do? Grandpa furrowed his brow. There's not much we can do. Just stay away from their house. As soon as he said that, the courtyard gate opened. Our neighbor, Aunt Emily, burst in. She was shouting, Uncle! Auntie! Something's happened! Grandma went out. What happened? Aunt Emily's eyes were red. Larry's kid is dead, drowned in the lake. When they pulled him out, there was a wound on his neck, big as a bowl. The kid was only 7. No one knows what bit him. John's dead? I was stunned. Grandpa came out of the house. Where's the body? By the lake. Everyone who heard is already there. Let's go, Grandpa said. We all headed to the lake. A crowd had gathered, whispering. John's body was bloated, swollen, like an adult. If not for the floral shirt, I wouldn't have recognized him. Larry was crying his heart out. My son, my baby boy! People tried to comfort him. Larry, he's gone. You need to be strong. Yeah, don't make yourself sick. Anna and the baby still need you. Anna was Larry's wife. She was pregnant, had gone back to her mother's house a few days ago. If she found out John was dead, who knows how heartbroken she'd be. Everyone promised not to tell her, Larry said. My wife's still carrying. Please, don't let her know. Let her have the baby first. The villagers all agreed. Grandpa stepped closer. Larry instinctively shielded John's body, blocking the view of the wound. Grandpa asked, Larry, how do you want to handle the funeral? Larry suddenly looked up and glared at Grandpa. You want to build a coffin for my son? That takes at least 2 weeks. By then, my wife will be back. What the hell are you trying to pull? Grandpa had only asked a question, but Larry pointed at his nose and started yelling. Aunt Emily said, Larry, Uncle Jack just asked a simple question. Don, take it out on him. Then she turned to Grandpa and added, Uncle, don't stoop to Larry's level. He's grieving. Grandpa frowned, but said nothing more. Larry cried for a while and said, John was just a kid. No need for a big funeral, just dig a grave. Since he was the father, no one could argue. Everyone helped dig the hole. Aunt Emily brought a 2-meter-long white cloth to wrap John's body. Larry hesitated, then laid John flat on the cloth. The wound on John's neck was fully exposed. What on earth had bitten him to death? Grandpa kept his eyes fixed on that wound. Larry worked quickly, wrapping John up in no time. Once the pit was ready, a few men lifted the body and laid it in the grave. One of the village elders stood by the grave, mumbling some chant. When he finished, he shouted, Fill it! A few younger men began shoveling dirt. Then the elder found a wooden board and handed Larry a calligraphy brush. Write the boy's full name, he said. Might help him get a better reincarnation, maybe, into Anna's womb. Larry's hand trembled as he took the brush. He stared at the wooden board like he could burn through it with his eyes. There's no rush with the gravestone, he said. I'll take it home. Let my dad write it. He's got nice handwriting. He packed away the board and the brush. No one said anything. They just offered their condolences. Larry said, Go on home, everyone. I want to spend some time with John. By now it was dark. People started leaving, heading back to their houses. Grandma said, Come on, old man. What are you standing around for? Grandpa replied, You go on ahead. I'll be back in a bit. She was in a hurry to cook dinner, so she left. I stood close to Grandpa, waiting for him. Larry noticed we hadn't left and said, Uncle, I was out of line earlier. Don't be mad. Don't be like me. Grandpa shook his head. It's fine, Larry continued. John died a horrible death. It's my fault. I didn't look after him. As soon as he said that, a few crows cawed in the distance. Their cries were eerie. I couldn't even see them. Grandpa sighed. Larry, I know you're a good son, but what you did with your dad, that was wrong. Larry froze for a moment. His face changed at the mention of Kyle. Larry snapped. What about my dad? Grandpa frowned. I know he's a living corpse. That thing drinks blood. You can't keep him. He's the one who killed John. And you're next. Larry was stunned, then shouted, That's nonsense. My dad recovered. He's not some zombie. Don't make stuff up. Grandpa raised his voice. You saw the livor mortis on his neck. Don't tell me you didn't. Larry clenched his fists. My mom died young. I only have my dad. Even if he's a walking corpse, I'll still take care of him. Grandpa was furious. Living corpses don't speak. If he talks to you, it means you're marked. You're as good as dead. Just then, crows called from the woods again. The sky was pitch black, except for the faint moonlight casting shadows. A figure emerged from the trees, drawing closer. Grandpa's face tensed. He picked me up and yelled, "Run!" Larry asked. "Run from what?" Grandpa carried me back home, soaked in sweat. Grandma was setting food on the table. "What took you so long?" she grumbled. Grandpa, panting, said, "Old woman, quick, get the butcher knife and hang it at the gate." Her expression turned grim. "I told you to leave it alone, but you just had to get involved." She grabbed the butcher knife from the shed, hung it at the courtyard gate, then hung mugwort on the door. Grandpa, still shaken, said, "I saw Kyle Larry's probably doomed." Grandma froze. Her voice trembled. "You saw what? That thing can walk now?" Grandpa nodded. Grandma said, "Tomorrow I'll go to Hugu Mountain and bring back Dewist Aaron to help." Grandpa said, "I'll go." She looked him dead in the eyes. "If you go, Larry will get suspicious. We can't let him find out." Grandpa said nothing, which meant he agreed. After a moment, Grandpa added, "Living corpses can't even walk in the beginning. Someone's been feeding it blood." Grandma's eyes went wide. She seemed to realize something. Grandpa sighed. "Anna and the baby, they're probably already dead." Grandma clenched her teeth. "That bastard! Feeding the dead with the living!" Grandpa said nothing, just smoked his pipe in silence. Grandpa barely ate dinner. The next morning, at dawn, Grandma left the house. Only Grandpa and I were home. He chopped wood in the yard, muttering under his breath. By dusk, Grandma returned with Taoist Aaron. Aaron carried a wooden box strapped to his back, filled with his tools. Grandpa asked, "Master Aaron, when do we strike? That thing can walk now." Aaron replied, "Once it's completely dark, we move." Grandpa nodded. "All right." When night fell, Aaron took a charm pouch from his box. "To kill that thing, we have to lure it out first." Grandpa frowned. "You mean you want me to wear the charm and draw Kyle out?" Aaron shook his head. "The boy has to go." Grandpa instantly protested. "No way." Aaron looked at me, then back at Grandpa. "I won't force you, but this is the only way." Grandma said, "Can I go instead?" "Luke's too young." Aaron replied, "No, that thing loves the blood of virgin boys and girls. As long as Luke wears the charm, it won't touch him." Grandma hesitated. "Can we at least go with him?" Aaron sighed. "I've said what needs saying. If you don't trust me, find someone else." He put the charm pouch back in his box. Grandma frowned and looked to Grandpa, waiting for his decision. Grandpa hung his head, silent. I walked over to Aaron and tugged on his robe. "I'll go. I'm not scared. I was lying, I was terrified. But if Aaron left, no one could get rid of Kyle." Grandma pulled me into her arms. "No, we'll just move." Aaron shook his head. "That living corpse already marked your family. You can't run. Go check the gate, you'll see the footprints." Grandma ran out to look. When she came back, her face was pale. She didn't have to say it. Aaron had been right. Grandpa pulled me close. "Luke, if you see Kyle, run home as fast as you can." I nodded. Aaron hung the charm around my neck. "If he chases you, hide in the shadows. He won't be able to see you." The moon was big tonight. Shadows were everywhere. I nodded and left the courtyard alone. I headed toward Kyle's place. I knew the way like the back of my hand, but the further I walked, the colder I felt like something was right behind me, hiding in my shadow. I couldn't help but glance back. Nothing. I kept walking. Strangely, the usually busy road was silent tonight. I stopped at Kyle's front gate. Both rooms were pitch dark, not a single light on. I squinted into the yard. Nothing moved. I didn't dare step in. I picked up a rock and hurled it at a window. Crashed the glass, shattered. Still no response. Just as I was wondering what was going on, I saw a shadow stretch out on the ground. It grew longer. I turned my head and there was Kyle, walking straight at me. His mouth hung wide open, hollow like a black hole. He screamed, "Ha ha 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 ha!" I was scared stiff. My legs gave out, and I collapsed to the ground. Kyle stared at me with dead eyes. His face, once expressionless, twisted into a creepy grin. He lunged at me. I suddenly remembered what Aaron said. Hide in the shadows. I scrambled and crawled with all my might toward the base of the wall. Kyle missed. He paused, eyes scanning left, then right, then back again. He was looking for me. I didn't move, just crawled inch by inch along the wall's shadow. When I was finally 10 meters away, I bolted out of the shadows and the stench of rot hit me. I didn't look back. I just ran like hell. I don't know how long I ran, but I made it to the courtyard. Red cords were strung across the yard, bells tied along them. Aaron stood holding a sword made of coins, chanting. When he saw me, he took the charm off my waist and tied it to the red cord. Aaron turned to Grandpa. "Get inside. No matter what you hear or see, don't come out. Wait until I open the door." Grandpa and Grandma nodded. They pulled me inside. The house was covered in talismans on the doors, the beams, everywhere. I crept up to the window and peeked out. Aaron placed his hand on the red cord and plucked it. The bells jingled. He chanted, "The Virgin Child is here. Let the living corpse come." Taoist Aaron plucked the red cord 3 times, and the bells jingled 3 times. Each time he touched the cord, I felt a chill crawl down my back, and the room grew colder. After the 3rd ring, Kyle really showed up. Hunched over, he stood right at the door, eyes locked onto the charm pouch. Aaron stood right behind it, holding his coin sword horizontally as he kept plucking the cord, chanting, "The Virgin Child is here. Let the living corpse come." With each chant, Kyle took one stiff step forward, his movements jerky, like he couldn't control his limbs. He got closer and closer to Aaron. If he passed through the coin sword's barrier, that would be the end of him. Aaron suddenly raised his voice and shouted, "The Virgin Child is here. Let the living corpse come." As soon as the words left his mouth, Kyle stepped forward again right into the sword. Suddenly, Larry appeared at our courtyard gate. He shouted, "Dad, come back! They're trying to kill you!" Then he reached for the red cord, and the bells tied to it clanged wildly. Aaron's face twisted in anger. He shouted, "Stop right now! Let my dad go! If you don't, I'll burn all this down!" Larry pulled a lighter from his pocket and held it to the cord. Grandpa panicked inside. "I'm going out to help Aaron." Grandma blocked him. "Aaron said not to go out. Don't get in the way." While Aaron and Larry were at a standoff, Kyle seemed to regain some sense. He walked over to our well and sat on the edge like a normal person, looking around the yard as if taking in the scenery. Aaron snapped, "Leave now. You're only making this worse." Larry shouted, "Dad, let's go home." But Kyle didn't respond. His gaze remained aimless, drifting. Aaron was fuming. "Stop calling him. He can hear you, but you need to go." Larry scoffed, ignoring Aaron, and walked straight up to Kyle. He gently patted his shoulder. "Dad, let's go home." As soon as he spoke, Kyle's drifting eyes froze and locked onto Larry. Larry called again, "Dad, Kyle raised his withered hands and lunged for Larry's neck. Larry didn't move. He just looked at him and said, "Dad, let's go home." The moment those words left his mouth, there was a wet, sickening sound. A coin sword pierced through Kyle's chest. His throat gurgled, and he toppled backward, falling straight into the well. Larry's eyes bulged. "Dad?" he shouted at the well. His eyes bloodshot. He glared at Aaron and roared, "You killed my dad. I'll kill you." He lunged at Aaron, and the two of them began to grapple. Grandpa said, "That brat's lost it. I'm going to help." He grabbed a wooden stick and ran outside to join the fight. Larry was like a madman. He picked up a rock and smashed it down on Aaron's head, blood spurting instantly. Aaron didn't even have time to react. Grandpa came from behind and hit Larry several times with the stick. After a few good whacks, Larry finally stopped moving. Blood poured from his head, staining the ground. Aaron held his bleeding scalp, clothes torn and filthy, looking like a wreck. Aaron looked down at Larry and sighed. Grandpa said, "Thank you, Master Aaron." Aaron pulled a piece of peachwood from his box and tied it over the well. "This has to hang here for 7 days. After that, burn it. Dump the ashes into the well. Then it'll be over." Grandpa nodded. "Got it." Aaron sighed. "The rest is up to you." He turned to leave, and Grandpa asked, "When can we take the red cord down?" Aaron frowned and glanced at the sky. "Half an hour." Grandpa nodded. "Okay." Then Aaron left. Grandpa finally breathed out, walked over, and nudged Larry with his foot. "Wake up." Larry didn't move. Grandpa frowned and held a hand to his nose. "He's not breathing." Just as he said that, thunder cracked overhead. Lightning flashed. Rain poured down. The raindrops hit the bells, making eerie, metallic sounds. Grandma stepped forward, held her hand to Larry's nose, then pulled it back. "Old man, what do we do?" Grandpa muttered. "How did he die?" He sighed and furrowed his brow, lost in thought. The rain got heavier. The bells on the cord wouldn't stop ringing like they were screaming. Grandpa looked at Grandma. "Take Luke inside." She frowned. "You be careful. Call me if anything happens." She led me inside, shut the curtains so I couldn't see out, made the bed, and said, "Luke, come sleep." I nodded and crawled under the blanket. When I opened my eyes again, it was already noon. A foul stench hit my nose, something rotting. I ran outside and saw Grandpa sitting on a stool, quietly smoking. Grandma stood beside him, her face full of sorrow. The red cord still hung in the courtyard, looking soaked in blood, unnaturally red. I asked, "Grandma, what's that smell?" She glanced at me but didn't answer. Grandpa said, "Old woman, take Luke and go. We can't stay here anymore." Grandma replied, "Why are you staying behind?" Grandpa pointed to the well. "I'll come find you in 7 days. Go ahead without me." The smell was coming from the well. Grandma said, "Then we all go together. You're not staying alone." Grandpa sighed, pulled me close, and patted my head. "Luke, go with your grandma. Study hard." Then he turned to her. "You have to take him away. Take good care of him." Grandma's eyes welled up. She turned and went into the east room. When she came out, she was carrying a few bags. Grandpa harnessed the donkey cart and lifted me onto it. "Go." Grandma stared at him. Grandpa waved. "Hurry now." Only then did she turn away and drive the cart. On the way to Sanley Village, she didn't say a word. I had no idea what she was thinking. Sanley Village was her maiden home. She had a younger brother there by generation. I should call him granduncle. My granduncle had 2 houses, one for himself and one for his son. His son had gone to work in the city, so the other house was empty. My granduncle slaughtered a chicken to welcome us. Grandma said, "Hunter, I need to stay at your place a few days." he replied. Sis, stay as long as you want. These houses are close. Just call if you need anything. Grandma nodded. All right. After dinner, Granduncle went home, leaving just me and Grandma. She tidied the yard while I cleaned the house. As night fell, she stared out the window, clearly worried about Grandpa. Luke, lock all the doors and windows. I'm going to your grandpa's. I'll be back soon. I figured she wanted to check on him. Got it, I said. She locked the door from the outside, and I watched her leave. I don't know how long she was gone, but when she came back, her shoes were muddy, and her sleeves were stained with tiny spots of blood. I didn't dare ask. For days after that, she'd go out at night and return late. Finally, I asked, Grandma, when's Grandpa coming to get us? She paused for a few seconds. Soon. He'll be here soon. Then she pulled me into her arms. Luke, are you scared? I shook my head. No. What if your grandpa looks different? Still not scared. She smiled and patted my head. Didn't raise you for nothing. In a few days, I'll take you to see him. Just then, Granduncle walked into the yard, carrying a freshly killed rooster. Why'd you kill another chicken? Such a waste, Grandma scolded. Granduncle smiled. Nobody's here. The kid's gone. It's not every day you visit, might as well eat well. He was a good man, but blind in one eye. Don't bring any more next time, she said. Then she took the chicken to the shed while Granduncle stayed to play with me. After a while, Grandma brought out the stewed chicken and set the food on the table. During dinner, Granduncle said, Sis, don't go out tonight. Folks say things aren't safe. 2 kids already vanished. Everyone's keeping their kids inside. Watch Luke. Grandma froze, her hand trembling with the chopsticks. Probably just kids running off to play. They'll be back in a couple of days, she said. Granduncle frowned. That's not it. People say there's a living corpse in the village. His eyes showed fear. Grandma didn't reply. She gave him more chicken. Eat. After dinner, come with me to bring some meat to Luke's grandpa. Help him out a bit. Our house is almost done. Granduncle nodded. Sure. Because of his poor eyesight, no one in the village asked him for help. They thought he was bad luck, especially with new construction. But he still wanted to lend a hand. After dinner, Grandma packed up the leftover chicken in a basin. Grandpa had hitched up the cart. Luke, don't run off, she said. Got it, I replied. After they left, I was alone at home. I played in the yard. Grandma didn't come back until late. The chicken was still in the basin. Grandma, didn't Grandpa eat any? She put the basin on the table. He barely ate. Left most of it for you. Then she washed her hands. Her fingernails were caked with blood. I leaned in for a closer look. Luke, she said, don't sit around here all day. Go play with the other kids. Bring them over. We have candied hawthorn. For some reason, the way she looked at me felt sly, like she was scheming. The village kids aren't playing outside. They're all staying in, I said. She glared. Then go to their houses. Bring them out. She was angry. I didn't dare argue. A few more days passed. Grandma kept sighing. Her temper worsened. I hadn't seen Granduncle in a while. Grandma, why hasn't Grandpa come yet? She looked at me. I'll take you to see him. That night, she brought me home. The west room was lit. As soon as we entered the yard, the smell of blood hit me. The place was covered in dust and cobwebs, cold and abandoned. I clung to Grandma's hand as she led me inside. Grandpa was sitting on the kang. He looked lifeless, eyes cloudy, limbs shriveled. Maybe it was the yellowish light. But his body had a faded, ghostly hue like someone on the verge of death. His eyes moved slowly until they landed on me. Grandma said, Jack, I brought Luke to see you. Then she pushed me forward a few steps. I was scared and held tight to her arm. She pried my fingers loose. "What are you scared of? He's your grandpa. I'll cook something, you stay with him." She shoved me toward him. The stench on him, it was the same one Kyle had. I was terrified and tried to run, but Grandma had locked the door from the outside. "Grandma, let me out! I'm scared!" I yelled, but no one answered. A shadow loomed behind me, Grandpa. I pounded on the door, but it was useless. He stood in front of me, mouth slowly opening, throat making gurgling noises. I couldn't understand what he was trying to say. For a second, I thought I saw Larry's face. Then Grandpa raised his withered hands and gripped his own neck, lips tightly shut, like he was struggling against something. Suddenly, I heard it. "Luke!" He called my name. I broke down crying. Grandpa had said my name,